Welcome back, adventurers. In this video, we're going to go over some essential plumbing tools that we all should be taking with us when we're going back RVing. As we de-winterize our RVs, here are some of the things you may need if you find a leak. So in short, we have a set of pliers, screwdriver, flathead. We have a PEX A expansion 1/2 inch, measuring tape. We have some brass connectors. We have the straight, we have the elbow and T connectors. We also have these ball valve. Here we go, brass fittings. This is for the PEX. We have 2 extra ones that we take. You're also going to need some PEX clamps, 1/2 inch. We also have these elbow connectors. These are PEX. We have another one with the straight connectors coming soon. You're going to have a pipe cutter. That's essential as well. You're going to have a tool kit to crimp on your connectors and a removal kit that's in here, a Dremel, that's a rotary tool kit, and a heat gun. These are some of the essential things that you're going to need. Let me not forget your tubing, your piping, your PEX piping. We have a long piece of hot and cold PEX piping. So why do we use the red and blue PEX piping? We want to stay straightforward with how your RV is already manufactured and built. So the blue piping, this is the PEX piping, 1/2 inch. This is for the cold water. Then you have your red piping. This signifies hot water. So you want to stay with the same format so you know which water lead is leading to what, hot or cold. You can get a white PEX piping, and that's like a neutral where it doesn't matter if it's hot or cold going in. But normally you see red and blue. This is what the manufacturers made, and this is what we use to stay forward, keep everything straight. So if you have to do some fixing, you know what colors you have to use. Crimping is really easy. It's kind of scary when you come to think about it, but let's do it together. You see the ending of your piping here. All you're doing is you're fitting one of these crimps. Remember, it's 1/2 inch, and your tubing is also going to be 1/2 inch. This is your crimp. You're just going to put it right on the edge. It goes right on, and it's really easy to do. You see how it's on there? You want to point this little nudge here facing you, or the easiest way that you can get to it when it's inside of your RV, right? So let's say that we have it like just like this. Here's your crimping tool. This looks familiar. If you work with electricity on a DC side, it looks almost the same as the crimpers that you used for the electrical clamps. So this thing has like a little hole right here. Do you see this hole? That hole is going to fit right into this nudge. So here it is. You put this in there and you clamp it down. I'm not going to do it because I'm still going to use this piece, but you clamp that down. Essentially, that locks this in. But before you lock this in, I should have showed you this, that you want to put one of these pieces, any piece that you need, a couple of, inside of here. Again, this is for 1/2 inch. You put this, you bring that in, you want to leave it like 1/8 of an inch, just like that, so it has space. And you're going to use this, you're going to put it in, and then you crimp it down. Boom. Now that's going to create a watertight seal to fix any of these things here. Let me show you what you're going to need the other utensils for. Time when you're doing your plumbing, yes, it's snowing out here. Some of the time when you're doing your plumbing, you're going to need ways for you to have a short elbow bracket like a curve. And this is where those elbow brackets come in handy. And you're going to need crimps and connectors to make the sort of movement that you want, like an elbow formation. So let me show you how you do that. It's very simple. So the elbow bracket installation is really simple. You're going to measure the pieces that you need. Remember to put your crimper on. And then here's your elbow piece here. You're going to put this in. Then you're going to bring this down. You want to have a little bit of space inside, right, to crimp that in. And it's the same process with the other piece. You're going to put this on. And remember, before you do your crimp, you want the sides that you need to crimp exposed to you so that you can see it and it's easier for you to get. So you're going to crimp one and then you're going to crimp the other one. So when you finish, it should look something like this. And remember, you're going to use your crimper. You put the crimper inside of you see the little hole in there? You put that in and you're going to crimp it down. And the crimper, which is like really nice, once you crimp it, it locks into place. You're going to hear the noise and it locks into place and then it opens up. When you're crimping, it's not going to open up. You see, it's like a self-locking mechanism. So you can get it all the way down where you can get it with both hands. And then once you get it all the way, you see it's still not going to release. And it has a self-release once you get all the way down and it'll open right back up. T-connectors, it's the same process. That's where you have three ways where the water can go. You can have the water that's coming up and then it's going to two different directions. It's the same thing. You're going to have one crimp here. You're going to have another crimp here. And then you're going to put another one on this side. Now remember, you're going to have these things facing each other. Remember the one on this side so that you can see is going to be just like this. So you're going to have three pieces. In this illustration, I'm only showing you two. But you're going to have three pieces and you're going to crimp them all down. Remember, when it's inside the RV, you're going to have it, if you can, facing you so that if you ever have to remove this, you know, it's easy. You don't have to go behind something to get it. It's facing you, so it's easy to crimp on and to take off. Another thing you may find is these straight connectors. You may not want to use these all of the time because if you need this, that means that you have to cut a line somewhere, a straight line. But to use this, it's fairly simple the same way. Remember, you're going to put the straight connector in. You want the crimp facing you. Then you're going to put the other one on top. This is to wherever the line is going. And then remember, you're going to have leave a little space. And remember, the crimping is the same thing. You're going to take your piece. You're doing one at a time. You see how these are so close that you're not good. It's hard to do both at the same time. So remember, you're doing one at a time. You can do it this way too. It fits right in there either way. And you can crimp that down. And then you come and you do the second one and you crimp that down. That's going to keep a watertight seal to wherever you need this water to flow. Let's talk about cutting your PEX piping. You're going to need a tool to cut the PEX piping, and I'm going to put a link down in the description and a pin in the comments talking about these PEX cutting tools. You're going to need measuring tape and PEX cutting. So I'm going to make two cuts just to show you exactly how to do this. So we're going to take our red tubing here. Let me get the end. We're going to take a measuring tape. Let's say I need 8¼ inches for the pipe. So you're going to take 8¼ You can use a pencil or something to mark it off, but we're going to eyeball it just for this video. And you're going to take your cutting instrument. You're going to put it where you need it. And remember, you want nice, even cuts. And as soon as you start cutting, it's going to start rolling. And there you go. A nice, even cut. We're going to do it one more time. We're going to do 8¼ So here we go. To get the end, put it down. We're going to put it to 8¼ again. This is 8¼ We're going to eyeball it. But you can use a marker to do it so that you can make precise cuts. You put your tool on here and you just press and cut. And again, nice, precise cuts. No bending or anything involved, and you got your two 8½ cut pieces. And again, this is a half-inch PEX pipe. This is what RVs use, half-inch PEX pipe. Now, there are different types of PEX cutters that you can use. This is another brand here, but any brand that you decide to use is going to be good. But this is another one that you can use. All right, let's discuss how to remove this fitting so that if you have a leak, and most times your leak is going to come at connection points. So sometimes it's going to be a leak coming from your elbow connector or T connector or straight connector, whichever it is. Usually it's going to be at that location. So let's say you want to save this piping. All you have to do is take this part. There's a tool like a screwdriver where you can stick in here and you can try to open this crimp as much as you can, and then you can like unravel it. Kind of hard to do. So what I like to use is a rotary tool or a Dremel, and I like to just cut this piece off open, and then I can take a plier and open this up. I'm going to show you exactly how to do that. It's the most simpler task. Some people, they don't have it, but I like to use it because when you're in some of these small parts, it's easier just to take the Dremel and get in there and just take this off. So, but you have to make sure that you don't cut any of the tubing, because remember, you're gonna have to use the tubing again. If you cut the tubing, you're gonna have to replace the whole line, and that's what we want to avoid. So let me show you how to do that part. So to take this piece off, this is going to be the portion that you're going to have to cut off. You can take anything that you have here. You can use anything that you can open up and get these two pieces this in here, and you can try to cut it that way, or you can cut it this way. You can use a wire cutter. You also have this piece here where you can try your best to get this in there and cut this off the best you can, or you can cut it this way, and you want to avoid trying to slice the pipe or do some any type of damage to the pipe. You can get your Dremel, and again, you're going to use the right blade that you need for it, not this sanding blade, and you can cut through this right here so that you can make an opening in it. And once you make the opening, whether you use your Dremel or you use one of these pieces here, you're going to get your wrench and you're going to dig in and you're going to peel it back and peel it off. So this is the only thing that's tightening and holding this crimp onto this PEX tubing. So once you cut the piece open that's holding it tight, you're going to take this and then you can bend it back to get it off. Once you bend it back, you can just take it right off. And that's the way that you use that. Okay, let's say that you're having trouble getting this released from here. A lot of the times the weather and the crimping, it causes this to stay stuck in there. You can take a heat gun, you use your heat gun and you apply the heat. And remember, once you're heating this up, this part is going to heat up too, so be very careful. And you're using the heat gun. Once you apply the heat, be careful. You'll be able to just release this out once you put the heat on. So remember, that's what the heat gun is used for. All right, thank you guys for watching the video. This was like the easy 101 plumbing. It's very easy to do once you have all of the tools that you need. You can save yourself a lot of money for calling out repairs. So you can try to fix it yourself. And then if you can't do it, there's always RV technicians and plumbers. They can all fix these things. And yes, we have RV technicians, but also plumbers can fix these things. They're well versed on this piping. The household piping uses 1/4 inch piping. The RV uses 1/2 inch. So it's just a matter of like a couple of inches with people are dealing with, whether it's in the household or in the RV. So either one can fix your RV plumbing system. They may not know where things are, but if you can show them where your leak is coming from, they probably can fix it. Or you can ask a fellow RVer, a friend. Me, if you see me in one of the campgrounds around and I have time, I help you out and help you fix it to save you some money. So if you like DIY things like this, hit that subscribe button. I hope to see you on the road. That's all I got for you this week. See you later, everybody. Thanks for watching.